What's up, guys? It's Gustavo from Wealthonomics Society, and I'm coming to you today because I've been asked this a couple of times. Is investing in watches a good idea? And so if you don't know, I have a few watches. I own a few Rolexes. I have a couple other higher end watches. And this is my latest one that I just bought, which is a Hublot. If I sold all my watches today, I could buy a house in Miami on the beach. And because I'm keep on actively looking for watches and deals, I actually diversify how I make my investments. So I buy houses and I buy watches. Simply because for me, watches is more of a long play type of investment. Well, I'll put it away and I'll make sure that it stays in its pristine condition, make sure that I have all the paperwork in place. And then I'll take it off every once in a while and put it on and enjoy the watch. But I know that eventually that'll be a long play where I will actually sell the watch and then buy either an upgrade another watch or use it for other investments. Investing in watches is an incredible investment opportunity. And I kind of stumbled on this by mistake. When I was 18 years old, I had an opportunity to buy the classic Rolex Submariner. And this one, I happen to like older watches. I've always been attracted to older antique watches. And this one was a 1960s Submariner. And it kind of looks similar to the one that you can get today. But the bezel, the glass, it was a little bit higher up. It was a beautiful watch. And when I went to go actually purchase this watch, the young lady who was tending to me had greeted another customer. And the customer went and showed me his watch. I looked at that watch and I said, that's the watch that I want. When she said, okay, I'm gonna see if I can get it for you. It took her about 2 weeks to find the watch. Lo and behold, I didn't know that it was a 1972 Explorer 2 Alexander Mcqueen edition. And I bought that watch for under $2,000. I kept it, held on to it. And right now, that watch is upwards of $40,000. Now, I stumbled across that. I won't say I did that with the knowledge that I was going to invest in it. I just happened to be lucky on that one. So most people know about Rolexes, right? And Rolexes, when you start getting into the luxury watch market, has everything from a standard watch that they have sell for about $10,000. And then you get into their other fancier watches, and some of them are upwards of six figures plus. But then when you start opening up your world, you start really, there's APs, there's Patek Philippe's, there's all these other watches. And what's amazing is that with each watch, you get a certain different type of quality, a certain type of panache. And so what I liked about this Hublot was that it was solid gold, 18 karat gold. It's a very beautiful watch. And at worst case, I could always sell it for the gold, the weight of the gold, but just kidding. I actually came across this as a deal and I got it below MSRP and it was just a no-brainer. And I realized how much the watch could potentially go up. So what I'm telling you today is that watches have the ability to go up and down, especially on the secondary market. Most people like I said, about Rolexes and APs and Patek Philippe. So you just have to figure out the make and model that you're looking for. If you're buying a watch for an investment, it may not always be the watch that you would like to wear all the time. There's certain watches that look dazzling. They're smashing when you put them on your wrist, but that may be just your taste. It may not necessarily be on the market to give you the highest return on your revenue on your watch. For example, you may buy a house and you may change out the kitchen and you may have a certain style that you like. But just because you like that style, when you go to sell that house, some people are like, oh, that kitchen is horrendous. And it doesn't necessarily bring up that much value of the house. So similarly, when you're looking at watches, you want to be able to look at what's going on the market, what's moving on the secondary market, and also what are your plans with it. I have watch winders and I keep a lot of my watches in the cases and I rotate through them. Understand that when you're investing in watches, every little thing counts, from scratches to all these other things. So you want to make sure that if you're going to be investing in watches, that your job is to keep that watch in the most pristine condition possible. This is very important, especially when you're buying a watch. You want to make sure that you have your box, your papers, every single thing that you bought that watch with, keep it all. Believe it or not, there's a big difference in price if you buy a Rolex that has the tag, the box, and the papers, and all the service paperwork, than one that doesn't have that. Because it's kind of like having the history of what happened to the watch and what was going on with the watch. And so all these things factor into what a watch is worth. So for example, if you buy a Paul Newman Rolex, which is from the 1960s, a beautiful Daytona, black and white face, if you buy that watch and it has box and papers, you can be upwards of 6 figures on this watch. If you don't have box and papers, the value of it will be a lot lower. So hopefully that'll help you out in understanding what is a good investment. You would have to do your research to find out the types of watches. Of course, you have to work within your budget, and then also look at the long term, how long you're looking to hold the watch and what you're planning to do with the watch. My opinion, I think watches are an extreme good investment, and I'll do that over and over again. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below and let me know what your thoughts about investing in watches. And of course, if you have a free watch to give away, hit me up.